A drilling rig with a compressor on a country road. Certainly not an unusual sight. We're pretty well known around here, my rig and I. Today, we're going out to drill a water well. We'll be going down through several meters of clay, moraine, and boulders. But I'm prepared for pretty much anything with my Tubex. Everything I need to complete my drilling is included on the rig. This is both practical and time-saving. This here is a water well drilling rig, a Rotomec 50 with a portable high-pressure compressor. When working on a job like this one, it's vital to get going as soon as possible. The rig must be ready and easy to set up. You have to know what you're doing if you want to make life easy for yourself. I got myself ready for this drilling job before I started off. We've already put the Tubex equipment with the first casing tube in place. The compressor's running. The hose carrying the cuttings is connected. So, now we can get going. As the bit eats its way through the ground, it pulls the casing tube along with it so that the hole is actually lined while we're drilling it. That's pretty smart. This is how it's done. The reaming bit drills a hole slightly wider than the casing tube. The reamer is coupled to the eccentric shaft of the pilot bit. Inside the casing, there's a guide. The casing is driven down into the ground with the help of the blows from the drill and the feet force from the rig. That's how easy it is. And with the Tubex method, you can drive casings down more than 100 meters deep. Any suitable commercial steel tubes of standard type can be used as casing. As you can see, they must be cut to lengths about the same as the drill pipes. Another vital piece of equipment is a rig-mounted hydraulic welding unit for joining the tubes together. Meter after meter of casing is drilled down through the layers of earth. When the casing has reached down a little way into solid rock, the Tubex drilling job is done, and the next drilling step begins. But before this, we have to pull up the Tubex again. When you rotate it backwards, the reamer folds in and the Tubex just slides up through the casing tube. In fact, there isn't all that much difference between Tubex drilling and ordinary down-the-hole drilling. The pilot bit, reamer, and guide device are typical Tubex accessories, just like the guide sleeve, which centers the drill string in the casing tube. When switching to ordinary down-the-hole drilling, we have to remove the pilot bit and the other Tubex parts first, and instead fit a down-the-hole bit. The casing tube is now down in the rock, and the hole's been lined from bottom to top. Because we're drilling a water well, and we don't want polluted surface water to trickle into it, we pour cement down through the casing to seal it solidly to the rock. The casing is knocked down through the cement by using the drill impact mechanism and butted against the rock so that it's tight at the bottom. Well, now all we have to do is wait for the cement to harden before we can start drilling again. Time for a break and a hot cup of coffee in the truck. We're just about ready to carry out the final step. The cement has cured, and we can feed the drill pipes down through the casing, one after the other, and keep on drilling through the rock until we hit water. For this particular drill, we've been using a Tubex 165. But the range includes several other sizes, from 76 to 240 millimeters for both top hammer and down-the-hole hammer drilling. Tubex is also perfect for several other purposes. Grouting, for example, and injection drilling. As the down-the-hole bit makes its way through the rock, we can start thinking ahead. The most important thing is to check the equipment. The bits need to be reground, and the first tube for the next well drilling operation needs to be fitted with a casing shoe, which has to be welded on. The shoe transmits vibrations and feed force from the Tubex guide device to the casing tube so as to drive it down into the hole. Well, we got down there. The water is running, and the customer, well, he's as happy as a kid at Christmas. Now, all that remains to be done by me and my buddy is to get the rig ready for the next job. Drilling another well. The Tubex equipment is lined up just right. The last thing in is the first thing out, and that's the casing tube with shoe. The rig and I are just about ready for the next well. Does anybody still believe that overburden drilling is tough and complicated? This isn't true anymore. Sandvik has solved the problem for us guys who have to do the job.